ASU football losing to Washington State, men's basketball starting its season this past week, and so much more. Hello and welcome to another episode of our show, Inside the Inferno. Ashley Engel here at the desk alongside Ireland Horvat. Ireland, ASU football is on a losing streak now after its loss this past week.
Ashley, ASU has lost its second game in a row, including Utah, and now losing against Washington State, despite Washington not even having their head coach. Inferno Intel reporter Ryan Blank has more to tell us exactly what happened this past weekend.
Last week, Arizona State entered as 16.5-point favorites over the Washington State Cougars. With that line, you would expect the Sun Devils to turn the tide and get back in the win column after a collapse against Utah weeks prior. However, that wasn't the case as the Sun Devils were whooped in front of their home crowd on Saturday. The Arizona State offense committed 4 first-half turnovers along with a missed field goal. On the opposite side, the Cougars took advantage of their opportunities and went into halftime with a 28-7 lead. The defense was locked down the second half, surrendering only 2 field goals to Washington State. However, the offense could not get anything going, wasting multiple defensive stops. In the end, ASU scored 2 garbage time touchdowns, ending with a 34-21 loss. Here's a frustrating reality for Sun Devil fans, is that this is nothing out of the ordinary. Each year, Arizona State starts out hot, gives all of us hope to be the Pac-12 champion and make a Rose Bowl appearance. However, there are season-defining losses each year that keep them from reaching this accolade. This was supposed to be the year. This was supposed to be the team to win the Pac-12 and go to the Rose Bowl. Look at the defense, filled with star-studded seniors and an offense with a Heisman hopeful and killer rushing attack. 2 consecutive losses put Herm Edwards' squad on the outside looking in as Utah controls their own destiny and winning the Pac-12 South. For ASU fans, each year they are set up to be disappointed. However, it is fortunate for all fans that the Pac-12 South is not out of reach. But the Sun Devils have to get it figured out quick. There's no margin for error anymore. That's just how it is. They have to win out. At the same time, they need Utah to lose multiple games. A lot has to happen for the Sun Devils, but if it doesn't, it's just another year as they continue to fall short and disappoint fans. This week, they need to get back in the win column to have any chance of staying in the race for the South. Let's head over to Griffin Greenberg, who will preview this week's matchup against USC.
Thank you, Ryan. And yes, the Sun Devils will face the Trojans, who won their last game a week ago against U of A. Like Washington State, USC has a very different looking coaching staff than they had starting the season. Clay Helton was fired after their loss to Stanford and recently picked up the coaching gig at Georgia Southern. But this USC squad, led by interim head coach Dante Williams, can be dangerous on the offensive end. They're ranked 22nd in the nation in yards per game, as they average 458 yards per game and 31.2 points a game. So the ASU secondary has to be ready for this. On the other side of the ball, USC has allowed 8 rushing touchdowns in each of their last 3 games, so we could see ASU try to have a redemption day on the ground following their 3-fumble game last week. Rashad White was also back at practice this week after missing the game against the Cougars due to a right leg injury. It should be interesting to see how the Sun Devils team responds after a tough loss last week. CBS's Jerry Palm currently predicts ASU to face Wisconsin in the Las Vegas Bowl. But if ASU wins out and a few outcomes swing their way in the conference, there's a chance they could move up in the bowl status. Let's check in with Sam Valenti for a quick flashback.
Hey there, Sun Devils. This is Sam Valenti here with a look back on one of the greatest moments in ASU football history. Like Griffin just previewed, this Saturday the Sun Devils will take on the USC Trojans. And on October 4th, 2014, Arizona State stunned USC with the Hail Mary. Down by 2 with 7 seconds left on the clock at the USC 46, quarterback Mike Bercovici heaved up a prayer to the end zone. And out of nowhere, Jalen Strong rose up and made the catch as time expired. The Sun Devils had upset the 16th ranked Trojans, shocking everyone in attendance. I remember watching that game live on television and being shocked myself, but also thrilled at seeing an amazing moment. What I didn't know was that I'd end up a Sun Devil myself in the future, something that I could not be more proud of. Let's hope ASU has some more magic up their sleeves on Saturday. Forks up and back to you, anchors.
Thanks for that, Sam. Definitely a matchup with some history this weekend. Now let's switch to the other football and check in with Jerry Walker to see how the Sun Devil women's soccer team is doing.
Thanks, guys. ASU soccer closed out their home season on a high note, winning the final 2 games at Sun Devils Stadium, and they were breaking records in the process. First, the Sun Devils hosted the Colorado Buffaloes and won 3-2 behind 2 successful penalties from Nicole Douglas and a goal from Olivia Nguyen. With the 2 goals, Douglas moved into a tie for the most goals in the season with Sun Devil Hall of Famer Stacey Tulloch, and a tie for second place on the career goal record with Callie Farquharson. Douglas did not stay tied for very long, though, as she scored once and had 2 assists against the Utah Utes on Halloween. With a goal in the 74th minute, Douglas broke both the single-season point record of 41 points and the single-season goal record of 17, both which were set by Tulloch 22 years ago. She also moved into sole possession of second place on the career goals list with 45 goals, now only trailing Tulloch by 5. Douglas was not the only Sun Devil breaking records this weekend, as Ava Van Dersen had 2 assists of her own against the Utes, giving her 10 on the season and breaking the single-season assist record of 9, previously set by Manya Makoski in 2002. Back to you guys at the desk.
It is that time again in Ireland. I am so excited to do this with you. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
I am more than ready for this. It is time for Inferno Intel headlines in Ireland. I'm going to let you go first because I feel like your headline is going to be better than mine for sure.
I don't know about that one. For my headline, we'll head out to the ice, where it was announced that Sun Devil hockey team will participate in the 2022 U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame game against the University of North Dakota. The game will take place on October 29th, 2022 in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena, which is the home of the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
What's that saying? Is it Viva Las Vegas?
Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas. And that, congrats for our ASU hockey team. They
So
deserve
awesome.
this. This is going to be a great experience for them. So right now, I'm going to take mine from the ice to the court.
Love it.
So my headline is based off of ASU men's basketball playing against the University of St. Catherine. Here you see head coach Bobby Hurley's son, Bobby Jr., passing an assist to Will Felton for Felton to make a glorious dunk on the Firebirds. And Hurley is making a name for himself early on in the season, and Felton, I should say, what a shot to show the court who's boss.
I agree.
Yeah, great looks for the team, and we're excited to see what this team has in store for us this year.
Super excited. Good luck, boys.
And speaking of basketball, let's head over to Inferno Intel basketball reporter Paul Shorts for a look at both men's and women's teams coming up.
Sun Devil basketball returns to DFA in full force next week as both the men's and women's teams open the season at home. Coach Bobby Hurley's men's team lost a few key players from last year to the transfer portal, but picked up a few as well, including Marian Jackson from Toledo and redshirt transfer Luther Muhammad from Ohio State. These 2, along with returners Kamani Lawrence and DJ Horn, put on a show in last week's Monday exhibition with a 67-point victory over St. Catherine. The Sun Devils showed a balanced attack with 5 players scoring 10 or more points. This team will need a lot of scoring as they match up against a stacked Pac-12 conference, including 4 teams who made it to the Sweet 16 round or better last season, including UCLA, USC, Oregon, and Oregon State. The rival Arizona Wildcats also have a big year to look forward to as they're tied for 4th place in the Pac-12 preseason media poll. After a 12-12 start last season, Coach Charlie Turner-Thorne and the women's basketball team bring added experience and leadership to this year's squad, with 3 D1 transfers and the return of senior forward Jade Van Hefty, who missed last season, or most of it, with a knee injury. However, the Sun Devils have lost a newcomer, top 40 recruit from the 2021 class. Meg Newman tore her ACL and is out for the season. It's the 2nd straight year that a player has been lost to a torn ACL for Turner-Thorne's squad. At Pac-12 Media Day, Coach Turner-Thorne emphasized the importance of team chemistry, adding that players are all in on another level this year. And this year's team reminds her of top 10 teams of the past. The Conference of Champions will live up to its name this season, as they feature the defending national champions in Stanford and a solid group of teams from top to bottom. Mark your calendars for Tuesday, November 9th, as ASU men's basketball opens the season at Portland, or against Portland, at 5 p.m. at home, followed by the women's basketball team at 8 p.m. hosting Northern Colorado. An exciting season for both teams is just around the corner, and with that, I'll send it back to the desk.
And as their seasons get set to begin, another one is winding down. Ryan Blank has more on the ASU volleyball team.
Arizona State volleyball is on fire right now. After defeating Colorado to cap off a 2-game road trip on October 24th, the Sun Devils returned home last week to take on Cal and 15th-ranked Stanford. ASU easily took care of Cal, defeating them in straight sets to set up a huge matchup against the Cardinal. The question was, Could they rise to the occasion once again and defeat another ranked opponent? And guess what? They did. They dominated the Cardinal, defeating them in 4 sets. 3 players for ASU recorded double-digit kills en route to Arizona State's first home win over Stanford since 2015. The Sun Devils have now won 5 straight matches, including 3 over ranked Pac-12 foes. This weekend brings on 2 more tough tests as ASU hits the road to take on 12th ranked Washington and 21st ranked Washington State. As the team currently sits at 13-10 on the season, keeping the winning streak alive will be crucial as they look for their first NCAA tournament appearance under head coach Tomasevic. Back to you guys at the desk.
Season's starting up and season's coming to a close, and we're here every day in this studio to keep you informed. Thank you for tuning in today and Inside the Inferno.
For more, visit InfernoIntel.com and follow Inferno Intel on Twitter and Instagram. For Ashley Engel, I'm Ireland Horvat. Thank you for joining us.